back to another edition of the Remembering Forgotten Memories series. This time is on the Paul McCartney album, Run Devil Run. I figure I should disclose that given the title of this. No, there's no paranormal shit or anything, it's just the name of an album. Anyway, what reminded me of this one is that a friend of mine mentioned that she had an almost identical experience with her dad too when she first got this album as well. I thought that was so weird to the point where I've just got to share it, and now I'm curious if any other Paul fans had this happen too, because I'm like, there's at least two of us that had this happen. There's probably more, and it's so weird, but pretty cool. But anyway, so this album is an album that came out at the end of the 90s. It wasn't my first Paul McCartney album or anything, far from it, but I remember when it came out, because there was a lot of build-up to it. Not quite as much as there was for Flaming Pie, but there's still a lot, especially online. I noticed, seemed like that's where it was heaviest. There was a lot of advertising in that Wide Prairie Yahoo Club. Yeah, back then they were clubs, not even groups, that he was doing to promote the album, and dropped a couple of tracks early for us. But I know, it sounds like nothing now, but in the 90s, this was a really big deal. But yeah, it basically was an album of covers of songs from the 50s that had influenced him musically when he was growing up and led him to want to be a rock and roller himself. So, and there's some originals too. I mean, there's a track listing. If anybody's curious who doesn't know of this, it is a good album if you want to check it out. But it's weird to me that people almost act as though this album never happened now. Like, you mention it and you get blank stares. It's very weird. But anyway, so when this came out, I remember, like, asking my dad for months leading up to the release if we could go to the record store. Yeah, a record store, not even music store, just record store, to get this album when it first came out, like, the day it came out, and just, like, get it as soon as I was out of school. So he shows up to pick me up from school, and I notice, sticking out of the CD deck in his van, is this CD that looks like a little 45 vinyl record. I still have it, but I have it in MP3 format now, but I still keep my physical albums too. But it's sticking out of that. I was like, oh my god, that's so cute! What is that? And this is when he popped it in, and within the first note or two of hearing Paul's voice, I screamed like the little fangirl that I am. And this is when he brought out the CD box so I could see what it was. And oh my god, I cannot believe he got me that good. But yeah, even with all the marketing, they never showed what the disc itself looked like. So I was clueless that that's what it was, because the way he had it sitting in there, even though, yes, his name is on it, he had it turned around the other way, so I could only see, like, this half of it. So I could see, like, the Capitol logo, but I could not see the half with the title or with Paul's name on it. So I had no idea. But yeah, so he got me really good with that one, and just, I thought that was such a cool surprise that he did that he had gone out of his way to get it just before I got out of school, and have it waiting for me in the car, and then made a point of just driving around more or less aimlessly so I could listen to the whole album in the car uninterrupted, which was very nice. He's never done that with another album for me. This is the only one ever. I'm not sure why just this one, but it is what it is. But I thought that was so cool. And this is, like I said, I cannot understand why everybody acts like this album never happened, because it's actually really good in my opinion. But yeah, I still listen to it this many years later. I mean, this is still, like, my go-to album. This is gonna sound weird. This is my go-to album when I have dental work done, because it's so loud that it's pretty much one of the only things I found that can drown out the sound of a drill. So pretty much, even now, I've got it on my iPod I went into iTunes, turned the volume slider all the way up for the tracks, because you can do that. If you were unaware, that is a thing you can do. You can add volume boost to any track. Do this with caution, just so you don't scare the crap out of yourself if you forgot you did it to certain tracks, because, yeah, they are quite a bit louder with headphones on. Like, it may not seem like it unless you're listening with earbuds or headphones, but you listen to normal tracks and one of those comes on, holy shit, it just about blast your eardrums out, but I have the ones that are set aside for that in their own playlist. But regardless, yeah, I've always kind of used it for that because it's one of the only things I know of that's that good that I also enjoy and can kind of just space out to and not even give a crap what they're doing. But yeah, I had totally forgot that that was a thing that happened until I forget what even brought it up. But one of my friends mentioned her dad did that for her too when it first came out. The day it came out. And I was like, no fucking way. Because my dad did that too, and she probably thought I was full of shit. But no, I was like, what are the odds that two different people had the same exact experience? This is what's making me wonder, did anybody else also have this? Because now I'm curious, was this like some sort of weird cosmic juju thing that went on with a lot of people and just nobody realizes it because nobody thinks to bring it up? Because, yeah, now I'm curious if any of you had this happen too. Leave it in the comments because I'm very curious to find out about this now. But, anyway, that's about all there was to that story. It wasn't a very big story. It was just a little story. But, yeah, I just thought I'd share that because why not? So, anyway, that's about all I have here. So, bye.